Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tetraphobia vlog. My action roguelike game set in a world of floating islands that's currently out in early access. In the last vlog we finished adding this new greed region to the game. And this month I've been spending my time looking at what creatures are going to fill this region. Where better to start than this tubby goblin boy. My vision for this enemy was going to be a ranged character who could flex his wealth by throwing gems at you. Firstly, I set up a bunch of components that drive the enemy's behaviour. This controls things like setting up the animation triggers and what type of projectiles enemies are going to fire. Next, I'm going to set up the animator with a bunch of triggers that are going to drive the different animations. This is the ranged animation that we want to play when the enemy attacks. I gave this a quick spin to see if it was working correctly, and there was an issue with the gem colliding with the island. A quick change of where the projectile should spawn should fix this. This guy was flexing his wealth a little too hard and throwing gems that were a bit too large for the player to avoid. A quick change to the sizing of these should fix that. Now that we've got him throwing his large gems around, we can set up some of the colliders so that we can start using him as a real enemy. With that done, this enemy should be all ready to try. I'm pretty happy with how that looks, so let's take a look at some melee enemies. I'm already in a great position in Tetraphobia of the number of enemy mechanics that I have. Because I've already had to do many regions with different types of enemies, it's pretty rare that I need to write new code for any new enemies that I want to create. It's often just a case of reusing existing mechanics and tweaking them slightly to get the new effect. Let's take a look at some more greedy goblins that are going to join this group. There's a slight rigging issue I had to fix that left these guys in a precarious position. But once that was sorted, they were all ready and excited to start causing mayhem. The first melee enemy is designed to just be a variation of an existing melee based enemy. He'll chase the player down and dash when he gets close to them, trying to injure them with his weapon. I'll give him a shiny golden axe to help him fit in with the greed theme, and give him a test later on. The second enemy is going to be another variation of a ranged enemy that's throwing gems. This one's going to throw small clusters of gems around the player, seeing if he can do damage in an area. Next, I wanted to go for another melee enemy with a significantly larger axe. Again, I could reuse one of the templates I had for an existing enemy who swings his battle axe above his head. One huge shiny golden battle axe later, and he's ready to go. Let's check out some gameplay with these two. I'm pretty happy with how that looks, so I'm going to move on to adding some golden mask enemies. I use a template mask enemy that I already had for a previous region. And I replaced the 3D model with something that feels more representative for this golden region. There's a few more types of enemies that I use to fill out the greed enemy roster. Just giving it variety of some range, some melee, and some more elite enemies. A lot of these are reused templates from previous regions, with some minor tweaks to the visuals and gameplay. Alright, with that all done, let's take a look at some gameplay of this region. One thing I love about all these gems flying around and smashing is the sounds that you get from it. You almost get like this musical background music to the game as these gems all smash around. It's really great. If you enjoy watching these vlogs, consider wishlisting the game on Steam or subscribing. And that's it for filling out the base enemies. Catch me in the next vlog where I'll be taking a look at adding this mini boss character to the game.